Hello, my name is Michael Gormley. I'm the founder of layevangelist.com, a website dedicated to the new evangelization. Part of what I do is I travel around the country and I help parishes really engage their local community in evangelization, discipleship, and building small group ministries. So what we're doing today is we're teaming up with American Martyrs in order to bring you these LinkedIn community groups so that you can have home-based small groups that truly answer the ABCs of growing in the spiritual life. The ABCs of growing in the spiritual life are accountability, belonging, and care. Accountability is so important for growing in holiness, growing spiritually, because we cannot grow alone. We need other people. Just like if you want to play a sport, in order to grow in your skills in that sport, you need practices and coaches. So too in life and in faith, we need community. When we talk about holding one another accountable, I want to do that in a positive way. Accountability is so important to our spiritual growth because with accountability, we get to challenge one another's priorities in a good and healthy way. Have you ever had someone that you don't know tell you how to live your life? What's your reaction? You're immediately angry. That's a normal human reaction because they haven't earned the right to speak this truth into your life. If I have troubles and if I stumble, and I will sometime in my life, it is good to build those types of accountability already in place before I stumble, before I fall, so that someone can come up to me and challenge my priorities. A pastor once said, if you want to be forgiven, go to confession, but if you want to grow in holiness, get accountability. By doing this, we can challenge one another in order to grow in our faith, in order to grow in life, and in order to have better relationships. The other thing is belonging. So few Catholics feel like they belong to their local church. Studies show that 71% of adult Roman Catholics who leave the church, 71% use this number one reason: I just drifted away. That means it wasn't a teaching or a particular doctrine or scandal or something, but the overwhelming majority of people said they just drifted away, which means they never felt like they belonged. It is easy to come here, if we just view church as the building that we attend on Sundays for the sacraments, it's easy to sit in a row and to leave and feel anonymous the entire time. That's part of the dynamic of sitting in rows. So what small groups are trying to capture is instead of rows, we do circles. Instead of sitting shoulder to shoulder and looking forward, we face one another. Because if you're in a group of 8 people and one person doesn't show up, you feel that, right? And so that's why we want to make sure that no one can just drift away from a small group. That building these smaller communities attached to the wider parish community is going to be a great way for people who are on the outskirts to feel like they belong, like they are linked in to the community here at American Martyrs. Finally, it's care. The ABCs, care is so important, but it's so difficult today for pastors to provide that level of pastoral care where people feel like they are supported. Think about this. You have over 6,000 families, around 17,000 individuals. How are three priests, a handful of deacons, how can they provide the level of sustainable pastoral care that you and I need when life gets rough, when a family member is hospitalized, when we lose a job, when things go south in our lives? How can just a handful of men provide this care for everyone? The answer is they can't. And so what we want to do is build rock-solid community groups so that if, God forbid, you're hospitalized, your family is not left straggling because you have a community group that can bring over meals, that can make hospital visits, that can give mom or dad a break or whatever it is. So what we want to do here at American Martyrs is we want to help you invest in other people, to help you build community and love one another as Christ loved us. What we want to do is help you invest in other people. So here at American Martyrs, our goal with these LinkedIn community groups is to help you build that connection. Each group will meet for 90 minutes to about 2 hours. You'll do it for 5 weeks and once a week commitment. And by doing that simple, easy way to connect, our hope is that you can both give and receive those ABCs of accountability, belonging, and care. Because our parish, if it's going to keep getting bigger, if people are going to keep coming here and having their lives changed by the gospel, They can't have that happen without a sense of accountability, belonging, and care. And that's what we want to help build here at American Martyrs. So it's my hope that you can join in today, maybe be a host, maybe be a participant, but join up to these community groups and help realize the call of the gospel to love one another as I have loved you. God bless.